Hi everyone, this is Katie the Novel Stitcher. It is Monday, March 27th, and this is Flosstube number 15. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you'll like what you see and consider liking, subscribing, and definitely commenting. Please tell me how you found my channel, where you're from, what you like to stitch, what you like to read if you're a reader, all that good stuff. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here with me again. I'm so excited to have you back and to spend some more time with you. And I did want to say that I reached 1,000 subscribers, which is shocking to me. When I started cross-stitching probably about a year ago now, or a little over a year ago, I didn't know what a large and thriving community this was. I didn't know that there would be so many people who love to cross stitch and that I would be able to connect with people this way, share what I'm stitching, hear about what you're stitching, meet people from all across the country and all across the world, even just digitally. I hope to be able to meet some of you in person someday. But to have you spend time with me, I know time is precious and there are so many other Flosstubers out there and so many other things vying for people's attention. So that you spend some time with me and subscribe to my channel means so much to me. I just can't imagine the past year without doing this and without all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, 1,000 is just a number, but to have so many people care and to have the time and effort I put into this channel be worth it, to know that you all enjoy watching it and spending time with me is just such a blessing. So I really, really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please consider it. That would be so kind. So life updates. Not a ton to share. I hopefully don't look too puffy. I did have my wisdom tooth removed on this side on Thursday. That's why I'm filming on a Monday after my workday is over instead of on the weekend, because I wanted the swelling and stuff to go down a little. Luckily, the tooth had already come in, so it wasn't a really hard procedure or anything, and it didn't really even hurt that much. A little swollen, a little discomfort, but nothing too bad. I do have to eat only mushy food for another day or two, and no coffee. I guess caffeine hurts the healing process, so not having my cup of coffee in the morning is rough, but hopefully it's healing nicely, trying not to do anything to disturb it too much, and hopefully I'll be all better in a couple of days. But all told, not so bad. I do not like the dentist. I was not looking forward to this procedure, and luckily so far so good. So keep your fingers crossed that it heals up all nicely and I have no more issues or anything with that. A couple weeks ago, my mom came to visit, so it was really nice to see her. She just came down just for a girls' weekend, left my dad at home. Sorry, Dad. But we went shopping and we went out to eat. We went out to lunch with Alex one of the days, so that was really nice for her to spend some more time with him. And so it was just really nice, and we did quite a bit of shopping, which is always fun. So I love when she visits, and it was really nice to see her. She and my dad recently moved closer to where I am. They moved to Delaware from South Carolina, and so it's nice having them be only a couple hours, one state and a couple hours away. So, but that's it for life updates. So let's get into the stitching. I'm not going to do bookish content today. I have still been reading the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois and also Tempests and Slaughters by Tamora Pierce, and just making steady progress on those books, so no bookish updates today. I think I'm going to try to do it every other video, just because with stitching and reading, there's only so many hours in the day, so I'm not getting through books quite as quickly as I used to, but stitching is just as enjoyable for me to do. So I do have a finish, which I'm very excited about. Technically, it's my oldest WIP. It's not really that old because I've only been stitching, you know, since last spring. So this one I started in August and it is now fully finished. And this is Puntini's Books and Cats. So there it is. I'm very excited to have this one done because it'll be the first kind of bookish stitch that I will be able to put up in my apartment. And so this is on a 32 count Belfast linen. I used all her called for DMC. The only changes I made was adding some white to the kitties so that they looked like my cat Scout. she's black and white. She's a tuxedo cat. So I think it came out really well. I did not do the border as well. There is a border on the pattern, which I did not bring in the room with me, but there is a border with paw prints and some designs, but I decided to leave the border off. And I'm gonna frame this. I haven't measured it yet to see what kind of frame it'll fit into. I'm probably gonna have to do something custom, maybe find something online that I can order to get in the right size. But I'm excited to have that done and to display that on my bookcase behind me. So that was a lot of fun to stitch. I like her patterns, very easy to follow, not too complicated, but really cute. So that is my finish. And if I can get a frame, maybe fully finished the next time I see you all. Then what I have next is starts. So my first start, I have a sticker on here. Okay. I started 3 Jacks and Cat. This is Stitches by Ethel, really cute. And so this one is part of WIPGO. So as was Books and Cats, I forgot to mention that Books and Cats was WIPGO. And I think doing WIPGO is really what helped me finish Books and Cats. And so for the month of March, WIPGO was, Books and Cats was 22, which was just to stitch for me, to stitch something bookish. And I had 8 hours that I needed to stitch. And then number 2 was called as well, and that's Halloween. So that was 5 hours of stitching. So got to mark those off on my WIPGO board because I did both. So I did 5 hours on Jacks and Cats. There are 3 Jacks and Cats. And so let me show you that one. Actually, this is also on that 32 count Belfast. So I just decided to do it on the same fabric that I did Books and Cats on because I really like this fabric. It's really nice. And the color is great for showing whites and all of the other colors involved. And so here's my progress. So that's a 32 count Belfast linen. And I'm using the call for DMC and just a little bit of that cat done, but look how cute. I really like the little moon, the little smiling moon too. This is gonna be real precious. I'm really liking stitching on this. The cat, he is a lot of stitching. He's a big boy, but my cat's kind of chubby too. So that'll be a lot of, it's actually brown. So here it looks black. And so initially I thought it was DMC 310. It's actually 3371, which is a dark brown, but I don't mind it. I like the brown. And so maybe it would have been a little more Halloween if he had been black, but I don't mind that he's brown. So I'm gonna keep on stitching in the brown because that's what she called for. And I think, I don't have the colors with me now, but when I started this, I didn't have all the oranges. And so I decided to just go from stash. And so the pumpkins are 2 shades of orange, if you can see there. And they're kind of bright orange, and so I just toned it down and I chose slightly more muted. I'll grab the floss for my next video and show you what color, but just a slightly darker orange on the pumpkins is what I decided to go with, just because that's what I had in stash and I wanted kind of like the darker look. So that's 3. I keep wanting to say 3 cats and Jack, and that's not what it is. It's 3 Jacks. Because 3 jack-o'-lanterns and cat. And so that is WIPGO done. So that was fun to stitch on. It's not a big pattern, so I'm hoping to make some more good progress on that in the next couple weeks and maybe finish maybe April or May. We'll see. And then the next new start I had is Be Happy by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And this was actually kind of part of a sal. 2 sals. So the first sal is, I think it's all the, I'll put it at the bottom, but it's All the Bees sal, and it's Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, and Kathy from 2 Needles Pulling Thread, I think, are doing the All the Bees sal. So that's kind of similar to my Best Bunny sal, where you just stitch anything with a bee. And then in addition, Bridget, the museum stitcher, on March 13th was her birthday, her 25th birthday, and so she was doing a stitch along for her birthday, and it was choose anything where either the pattern starts with a B or the designer of the pattern starts with a B. So I doubled up and decided to do this one for both with the Be Happy, B and B's. And so this, I kept it in the Q-snap, so I don't think I need the backer. So this is what I have so far. And I'm actually gonna pause for a second because I switched up the floss and I did not bring them over with me, and I wanna tell you what colors I chose to use. So hang on 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I don't always bring the floss over with me because I don't always really change the colors too much or talk about it too much. So here is Be Happy, and the border and the B, and I guess B as well probably, is $6.45. And this is all DMC. And so that's like a nice brown gray, like a grayish brown. And it looks cute in the B, but I didn't know if I wanted the whole border to be in that color. And then in addition, I was once again decided to stitch this on Bridget's birthday. Didn't feel like running out to Michael's. Didn't have all the called for DMC. So I didn't have all of the different shades of yellow. So what I decided to do first for the border is I chose 924. So I chose like a dark greenish blue. And I just thought that would like have an extra pop of color to do 924. Extra piece of floss here. So that's what I chose for the border instead of the kind of grayish brown that they had called for. And then for these, and for inside the B, since I didn't have, which color didn't I have? I think I didn't have 782, 729, 3820. Okay, so I didn't have 3820 to do the yellow for the B. And I chose, like I tried some of the other colors, 729. I thought that was a little too dark. 781, definitely too dark. 744 to me seemed too light. So what I did was I took 744 and 729 and I combined them. So I'm stitching this on, I should tell you the fabric too. So this is a 28 count Whisper Lugana. It's like a gray Lugana. And so I'm doing 2/2. So I did one strand of 729 and one of 744. And I don't often blend, but I thought that that looked really cool. Might be a little hard to see on the camera. Hopefully my lighting's okay. It is pouring out right now. But yeah, I just thought blending would get me something that was not too dark and not too light. So that's what I decided to do for that. And then just switch up the border to a nice blue, because blue is my favorite color. And I think those colors are perfect. And I love this on the gray fabric. So I'm very excited for this one. It's just gonna be super cute. And it's not going to be super big. It is 45 by 112, so this is how wide it'll be. I always leave too much margin. And then, you know, it's quite a long one, but that's going to be really cute. And I'm going to figure out a way to kind of do some sort of funky finish with it and put it on my desk at work when it's done. So this stitched up real fast. Like I started this on the 13th. I didn't even work on it all that much because I was working on other things, but I like that about Primrose Cottage is that their designs are just very stitchable, and Lugana is really nice to stitch on. So this stitched up really fast, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, or is turning out, but it'll be hopefully done within the next few weeks and I'll be able to finish it. Also, I just use, this is that stuff you put on in your shelves, shelf liner, to keep your shelves from getting gooky. And so I just use this in my Q-snaps when I feel like I'm not getting it tight enough, and it just makes it nice and tight. So if you're ever using a Q-snap and you want it to be tighter, also I feel like it would protect the stitches a little bit too if you had to put the Q-snap over the stitches. So I just use that. It's just kind of a rubbery material and it just holds them nice and tight. So that's why I have that. So those were my two starts. It's always fun to start things. Definitely have been in a wanting to start all the things mood lately. And then I will go on to WIPs. So my first one is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. This is part of the Joyous Day Sal with Sarah Stitchy Spot and Bridget the Museum Stitcher and anyone else who wants to join in. I know we've had quite a few people joining in with us already, which is really fun. This is really enjoyable to stitch. It's a little slow going for me. Still getting used to 1/2, which is what I'm stitching. and just the variegated flosses, and there's some specialty stitches all along the border up here and in some of these flowers. So not moving super fast, not as fast as something like Jackson Cat or that Be Happy, but I'm really enjoying this because it's just really pretty. And so that's my progress so far. This is on a 36 count Needle and Flax Steinbeck. Beautiful, beautiful fabric, such a nice fabric to stitch on. And that's my progress so far. So I think last time I saw you, I definitely had all of this part done and some of this flower. So I finished these leaves, the birds, I did the whole flower, and then onward. Now I was wondering about the pear. My pear, just because of the DMC, so I'm using DMC and Fancy Floss. I'm using a combination just to kind of save on money a little bit there, use some of the DMC. And I think this darker color green was actually like a more bright Kelly green in the pattern called for DMC, and I didn't think it really matched. And so I just kind of chose from stash. I chose something slightly darker. And so here, you can still see though that there's some differences since the pear is different colors. It's very stark on mine, but I don't think it's so bad. I don't mind it so much looking at it. It makes it look funky. It doesn't really look like a, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be a pear. It doesn't really look like a pear here. It looks like some sort of funky fruit, but that's what I have so far. And then yeah, working on this flower. I really want to get this whole first row done, maybe this week. So finish up this flower, then was there one more? There's one more flower that mirrors this guy. And then these are satin stitches, but maybe just because it'll look nicer to have that top border going across. So I'll probably work on that too. So little by little, making progress on this one, but I think it's turning out well. So I think I gave you everything for that, right? It's fabric, and then 1/2 DMC and Fancy Floss. So that's Joyous Day. And then of course, my other whip is, well, I have a lot of whips, but another one is Berry Patch. This is for my Best Bunnies Sal, and coming along, making good progress on that. Thank you everyone who's joining in on the Sal. You can still join in. I'm hoping to finish this one by Easter. We're getting close. I keep forgetting how close Easter actually is, so we'll see if I get it done in time for Easter. Might make it a focus piece as we get closer into April. But join in at any time. For me, I'll probably stop talking about the Sal after Easter if I get this done, but that doesn't mean you can't still stitch something with a bunny and use the hashtag, or go check out the hashtag on Instagram and see if there's any other bunny patterns that catch your eye. So that's Best Bunny Sal, Berry Patch. And so here's my progress. I'm doing this on a 32 count Fiber on a Whim Cream and Sugar. I'm using all the called for DMC except those flowers that you see at the top and the body and the butterfly. So that's my progress so far. So I don't even think I had the bunny fully finished the last time you saw me. So he's all done, and just working on those berries, making progress on those. And I think it's coming along really cute. It is like a lot of counting with these vines. And I think once again, I miscounted somewhere over here, so I'm just kind of like fudging as I go, but I'm making it work. And then these flowers do repeat down the side part way and down the bottom, so there is a bit to go. And then on this side over here, there's a beehive. So a bit more to go with this one, but it's coming along pretty well. Got my little Peter Rabbit needle minder that one of my lovely viewers sent me. And I'm really enjoying stitching this one. This is really nice. I like Fiber on a Whim. So it's enjoyable to stitch on. It's very cute. And I will be very excited to stitch this up and be able to fully finish it. And I don't know how I want to fully finish it. If anyone else is stitching this for the Sal, let me know what you're thinking. I don't know how a frame with this, I mean, Liz did it in a frame though. And that brown frame looks pretty nice. So maybe I'll frame it, but you gotta be real careful if you're framing to make sure that this border doesn't look all wonky inside the frame. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm enjoying that one. And if you're curious, the purple in the flowers. So I'm doing purple. They're originally white, and I knew that the white was not going to show up. So I did 3747 DMC, light purple. And I like that choice. Gonna get a quick glass of water. And so that is berry patch. Then I put the next two, I only put a very little bit of stitching in, but they count, they're whips. So a little bit, and blessings be more. I didn't work on this a ton because Thanksgiving, like on Thanksgiving weekend, because my mom was in town that weekend, and I didn't get a ton of stitching. I actually brought berry patch with me because I thought that would be an easier one to stitch, and I think that's when I finished the bunny. But I did put a few stitches in. I don't quite remember how much of blessings be more. I had, oh, if you want to know what it says, may your trouble be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. So a nice kind of classic Irish saying. My grandmother was born in Ireland and lived there till she was about 12, and I studied abroad in Ireland when I was in college. So this will be dedicated to her. I don't know if she ever did cross stitch, but she was kind of crafty, and I think she sewed a lot. And I think she made some dolls. I'm sure my parents still have some of them at their house, like sewed dresses for dolls and made some dolls. I was not a doll person when I was a kid. They kind of creeped me out. I don't know why. I just wasn't into dolls, and my mom wished I was, but I wasn't. So I don't know if my grandma ever made me a doll, but it might have been because I wasn't like really into them. I think she crocheted too, I want to say. But that's the progress on Blessings Be More. This one is on a 32 count vintage smoky white linen, and I'm using the Called 4 Weeks Dye Works floss. So not bad progress. I think I did this since last we spoke. Sorry. I need to get one of those like bitty boards that people have and like attach it and do a better job with that. But you can also see my nerd shoe blinds. But yeah, that's the progress on that one. Coming along, slow but steady. I'm trying to be a bit like cognizant of like the variegated floss and how I make that look nice. Still learning. I think someone even asked me like, how do you make sure the variegation shows up? I probably need to watch a video on that soon. I'm sure there's a ton out there. Just kind of paying attention to like what strand you're pulling and where it's light and where it's dark, but sometimes it's hard to tell. So, but I think this will turn out really pretty. And if my grandma was still with us, I think she would love that I cross-stitched, and I think that she would be very happy to have a pretty design like that stitched in her honor. So, and then the last one I worked on is Au Fil de Moi. And so I finished February in March because I messed up on it. The heart was hard. I was just struggling with this one. And so I had to just, this line was too far over. I think it was like over here. So I had to fix that, but that has been fixed. And so I started just a little bit, I have like a stitch missing there, a little bit on March. And so, oh, I don't think I showed you the pattern. Here's the pattern. I can take it out of this. Okay, there we go. So January's done, finally finished February, and then just starting on March. Oh, maybe that there is supposed to be a space there with that stitch at the top, but it's coming along. Slow but steady. It's not hard to stitch on, and the reason I struggled with this one is because the pattern, the page, it's split in half. What I didn't realize is that the designer put a page in here that actually has all of the patterns that are split in half as the full thing, all 4 on one page. Didn't notice that, so thank you to my very kind viewer who pointed that out, because I just didn't flip through this to see that there would be that extra page. I was just going in order of what I was stitching. So thank you for letting me know, because that would have made my life easier when stitching this complicated heart, and it'll make my life easier when stitching, I think, like the house and a couple others are split. So always check the pattern is my advice there. And I might, so I'm gonna leave March the colors it is, and I head over to April, I think some of these colors are very muted, and for April, it's like brown and maybe like a brownish gray for the border and the words. So I might stitch those maybe in a purple or a pink. Let me know what you think, what colors I should switch up, just to add a little more color in here. I was just thinking that as I was stitching March, that, you know, the flowers are blooming, sort of. It's starting to become a little more green out there, and the colors are a little bit muted. And I think that's okay for March. It's got the yellow and the green with that flower, but April and Easter, I don't know. I think I want to punch it up a little. The egg, I was wondering why there was a brown egg, even though chickens do lay brown eggs, I think, but it's a chocolate egg, someone told me, which is probably correct. So I guess I'll leave the egg brown, but maybe change April in the border. So, but just a little bit of March done. You can see that bird coming along, and this one is on a 28 count wheat lugana. I like lugana. It's nice to stitch on, especially when doing like a 1/2 and stitching on linen, to go from that to just a nice even weave lugana is enjoyable. So, and if you happen to notice that all my things in Q-snaps are crooked, it's because I don't know how to put things in Q-snaps straight. If anyone has a tip for that, let me know. It always turns out crooked. I don't know why. I try to do it straight, and then they just don't snap, and then it moves, and I don't know. So, and that's all the actual stitching, I think. I think that's everything. Seems like that should have taken a lot longer than it did, because that was a lot, but hopefully I don't go too fast. Let me know if I do. Also, I have a light on, and now the clouds are breaking and the sun is coming through, so if you see the light changing and my shiny forehead, that's just what it is. So next I'm gonna go through some haul I got, just a few things. I do have some market things. I'll go through those really quick because I've talked about that before, and you've probably seen every other Flosstuber talk about that. I do have some very, very nice Stitchy kindness that I want to share that also will lead into me having some Stitchy treats for you all, and then I'll do some plans and we'll sign off. So this probably won't be a super long video this time. So I'll quickly go through market. So for market, my pre-orders came in. I ordered them through Abby, Top Knot Stitcher. If you've heard of her, she's great. It was really easy to pre-order from her site. It was easy to use a code when I pre-ordered, so that I did 2 separate pre-orders. I pre-ordered some, and then I wanted to pre-order some more. And so I did that, and she packaged everything all in one package through the code, and it was great. So I did the tea time towel, or tea time kind of palette. And so what that is 25 different designers use all of these silks, just these 4 colors. These are Treen Way silks, to design a pattern based around the theme of tea time. And so I bought the silks. I have never used silk. These look beautiful. The colors are so pretty. So I'm really excited. That's gonna be in my plans. I'm gonna start one of these. And so the 2 patterns I chose for now, and maybe I'll get a couple more, but I got a top-notch cup of tea. This is Abby Top Knot Stitcher's pattern. Of course, tea and books. I had to get this one, so cute. That should stitch up pretty quickly. And then I got Tea Time by Stitchy Prose, because I thought that was really cute with the stacking teacups and the teapot. I really like that. And I don't know if I'll do this on black or something other funky dark, maybe a dark gray or a black like that. So that's the Tea Time. And then I got Luminous Fiber Arts, Enchanted Quaker. This one was probably the one I was most excited about. And I think I'm gonna do some of these motifs in different colors. So I think I might do the moon in a yellow. I might do that pumpkin at the bottom in an orange. Maybe the haunted house or one of the Quaker motifs in a purple. I just wanna add like a little color, but mostly keep it black. So I'll be working on that one probably pretty soon, because that's so cute. I got Crab Dance by Tiny Modernist to stitch for my mom. It's really tiny, so that should be really fast to stitch. So I'm gonna stitch that one for her. And then I got Honey Fair. Love the bees, love that beehive. I just thought this was so pretty, and the flowers, I like the way she did that. So, oh, and this is October House Fiber Arts. I know she's probably doing a series of these. This is Honey Fair. Last time she came out with Strawberry Fair, so we'll see what she does. But those were my market picks. Didn't go too crazy. Kept myself in check with those. So I'm excited to stitch those ones. And let me know if you got your market goodies and what one you're most excited to stitch, or maybe you've already started to stitch it. And then also for haul, I'm on a project bag kick. I'm not gonna get any more, but I got 2, so I could buy 2 for myself. So this is So Much to Love. I'm sure you possibly have heard of her. She is on Etsy, so S-E-W, Much to Love. And she makes quilted project bags, and I had to get this one when I saw it. I just had to. Giraffes are my absolute favorite. I have lots of giraffe things. Even on my desk at work, I have giraffe things. And I just had to get the cute little giraffes. Look at their faces. And I like cute, cartoony giraffes. Like the real thing, of course, I like. But I wouldn't necessarily love a project bag with like real looking giraffes as much as like these goofy little cartoony guys. And then it has like the giraffe pattern. She always does a little heart on the zipper. And I like this bric rack, I guess. And then inside it's just like that. And it's just very soft and very pretty. And I don't know what I'll put in this yet. Something summery maybe, but I just had to. I had to get the giraffe one. And then also from Como Stitches, I think her project bags are just beautiful. She did an Instagram live and she was showing off some of what she was gonna sell, and I just tuned in and I had to have this one. So this is from Como Stitches. And it's just so pretty. I really like vinyl front. Like I had to get the giraffe one, but I think I prefer the vinyl front just because then you can see what's inside of it. And I just like the feel of that. And so she did just a really beautiful job on this. I think it's just so pretty. It's a great size. Sorry for the zipper, I shouldn't have done that. And it's just lovely. So I'm putting springy patterns in that one. And then of course I got a little thread bed too, because I really like thread beds. They're very useful. And you can put your needle in here and stick all your floss on there and keep track of it. And so I got the little heart thread bed. So that is Como Stitches. She is on Instagram and she is on Etsy. So do check her out if you're looking for a project bag, really lovely quality. And same with the So Much to Love bag. And so that's all my haul. So that's it, not too bad. Kept it in check. And then Stitchy Kindness. So one of my lovely viewers who would like to remain anonymous sent me a whole bunch of Stitchy Kindness. And I got the box when my mom was here and she was like, someone sent you this? Like people send you things? Which no one has to do. You do not have to do it. But she is just like blown away that like I have 1,000 viewers or that anyone is viewing this channel and that I'm connecting with people, and she's a little confused by it all, but she's also thinks it's very fun and she's very happy for me. So this was just super kind, and no one has to send me anything, but it does mean a lot when you do. It's a very, very kind thing to do. Everybody says this is one of the kindest places on the internet, and it's hard for me to disagree with that. And so she sent a whole bunch of patterns, So some will be giveaways this episode to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, and some will be giveaways in future, and some I'm keeping for myself. So the first one that I gasped when I saw that she included this, because I really want to stitch this, is Lantern Lane by Little House Needleworks. I've seen other people stitch this, and I think Pumpkin Hollow Quilts did. So pretty. I just love this one. So I definitely will be stitching this for this winter. And then Home is Where the Wreath Is. I had always kind of been intrigued by this, stitching with the housewives. And since I got it, I think I'm gonna stitch it. And so basically, you stitch these squares, the H, the O, the M, the E, but the O, they have all different patterns that are O-shaped for fall, for Christmas, for winter, for summer, patriotic, all of that. And they keep releasing different ones. So you can stitch the H, the M, and the E, and then every season or whenever you feel like it, switch out the O for something different. I think they probably have a whole, I know they have a whole tutorial, I'm sure, on their Flosstube that shows you how to do this. I'm sure you can just get a board like this from Michael's or one of the craft stores. And I'm sure they show you kind of the whole process, how to do this. I know Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop also stitches these a lot and has done this. So I'm sure they have some, you know, tutorials or they have some information about this, but I thought, why not? So at some point I will stitch that. And then I've seen a few people stitch ones from this company, but I don't know it well. It's Hindsight maybe. But it's this little cute vintage owl, and it comes with a little charm, like a little basket of Halloween candies and treats. I thought he was funky, and when I was showing Alex these, he liked this one, so I stitched that one for Halloween. That shouldn't take too long, so that's a cute little one. And then got a keep a Brenda Gervais, so all bundled up. Like snowman, he's so cute. I like the cardinal, so I'm gonna stitch him next winter. Brenda Gervais, all bundled up. And then my mom insisted that I stitch this one for her. So yes, when your mom insists, you say yes, Mom, of course. So the Candy Corn of Mischief. So it's a candy corn, but it's all stitched with different little motifs or different characters. And she even included the pearl cottons. So I have all of the floss for this one. My mom wants it on black. So she said the brown was nice, but she wants it on a dark color. So I will be stitching this for her on like a dark gray or a black. So her birthday's in August, so I probably should do it for her birthday. So that means I gotta start this one soon. So stitch that, that's Bent Creek. And then I liked this one for summer. It is a Little House Needleworks, all dolled up strawberry house. So I guess they're supposed to be maybe little doll houses, but I thought that was a cute, sweet little one. So I like that. I think it comes with beads for those roses, so I'll have to see what I can do about that. It doesn't have the beads, which is fine. I'm sure I can easily get some. And then one more that I want to keep is Little House Needleworks. Well, I might keep a few more, but these are the ones I'm showing off. Home of a Needleworker. I haven't stitched anything stitching related, so that might be my first one. That's really pretty. I like the blue house. Blue's my favorite. So those are for me. Oh, in addition to all of these patterns, she made me 3 project bags, or she made 3 project bags, and she sent them to me, and they are lovely. She did a lovely job. So this one with the bunnies, Best Bunny Sal, and this beautiful pink fabric, and the vinyl front, and even a little thing that says Joy on it, on the zipper. So really nice size. This is a great size to store all my stuff in. And then this one with these beautiful blue jays, or little birds, blue jays maybe. Beautiful. And that fabric, I love that. I love that blue. And another little cool accent on the zipper there. And then this very bright one, which I like. These bright, summery, beautiful flowers and a bright yellow. Makes you think of sunshine in summer. And then another just cute little key and little thing on the zipper. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I was not expecting that, and it was the nicest. You are all the nicest. A comment is lovely, a package is lovely, but just watching, just your viewership is lovely. So thank you. And so let's do some stitchy treats. So the first one, and this was sent to me by another lovely viewer, is the Quaker Heart. This is by the Stitcherhood. It's the Quaker Heart, and that is number 1. So for these, just all you have to do is put the number, the numeral in the comment. You don't need to say anything else. Of course, leave me a comment in general if you'd like. It's always nice when you actually, you know, comment on the video or comment on what you're stitching or how things are going with you. But for Stitchy Treats, you just need to put the numeral in your comment, and then in 2 weeks I will announce the winners, and then I will email you for your address after I announce the winners, and you can provide me with your address. So this is number 1, Quaker Heart. And I'm going to quickly write that down because I don't want to forget which numbers I'm assigning to which ones. Quaker Heart. And then the next one was in this package of delightful patterns. Primrose, Cottage, Spring Wishes. Spring Wishes and Bunny Kisses. And that's number 2. Number 2. Spring Wishes. Really cute. Spring Wishes, number 2. And then we've got a Plum Street Samplers, the Milk and Cream Company. That's number 3. Look at that cow. He's cute. Actually, I was showing these to Alex, and he's like, I like the cow. And I was like, do you want me to stitch this one? And he's like, no, we're not really, like, I don't have farm stuff. We're not farm people, even though we're not far from farm country here in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is farm country. And we like going out to Lancaster, but I decided I'm going to give this one away because while it's cute, I know someone else will really love stitching this one, whereas I don't have a lot of farm animal kind of themed stuff. So that's number 3. I'm just going to write cow because I'll remember. And then another one of these little All Dolled Up by Little House Needleworks. This is Hen Party. So that's cute. Look at the little chickens and the little chicken coop and the corn. And this is, oh, number 4. Number 4 is Hen Party. So that's number 4. Cute. And then one more. This is by Pineberry Lane. More chickens. Mrs. McGuire's Hen House. And this is number 5. Mrs. McGuire's Hen House. That's number 5. So 5 patterns that you can possibly get. So I'm gonna go through that quickly. So that's Pineberry Lane. Hen House is number 5. Hen Party is number 4. The Milk Cream Co. 3. Spring Wishes 2. And the Quaker Heart 1. So that's what you can possibly get. So leave a comment, leave a number. Also, to those who won the giveaway from last time, I will get that in the mail to you. I will tell you all one thing. I'm really bad at getting to the post office. I'm sorry. I'm not so bad about getting to the post office to the P.O. box I now have. That's not so hard because I can do it after hours. The problem is that my post office in my small town opens at 8 and I have to leave for work at 7:45. So I can't go in the morning before work, and then it closes at 5. And I usually get home from work around 5. And so unless I can get there on a Saturday or on a work from home, Mondays are usually really busy, so I'll work from home Friday. So I really only have like Friday or Saturday that I can go. And I was gonna go this past weekend and then Wisdom Tooth. So my apologies for not getting out to you. You will always receive your giveaway prize. I promise. It might just take me a few weeks to get my butt to the post office. So my apologies if things are a little delayed. Just don't count on me getting it to you lickety-split. I'm sorry. I'll work on it, but post office hours, they're not ideal, though I'm sure working at the post office itself can be rough. I think only like 1 or 2 people are even at my post office at a time. I think it's hard. It's hard to get people. It's probably not an easy job. The line is always super long because people try to go on their lunch break or when they can, but the hours, they're just not open very late. And I'm sure there's other post offices that are open later, but I'm not gonna try to hunt one down. Mine is just up the street from me, so. But I will get everything out to everyone, always, just not speedily. So that is all of that. And then the only thing left is plans. And so for WIPGO, Jessie on Saturday did call WIPGO numbers for April. Jessie Marie Does Stuff, or Jessie Does Stuff on Instagram. If you want to participate in WIPGO, probably can still join in if you'd like to, or if you just want to learn more about it. check out Jessie Marie Does Stuff on Flosstube. And so this is my very ugly WIPGO board. And so for April, she called bookish, so more books, which is 5 hours. And so luckily, I'm always gonna have a bookish pattern going because I am the novel stitcher. So my boyfriend got me this for Christmas. It's The Bookstore by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I had started and not made a ton of progress. I started this on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And so now I'll be able to put 5 hours into that in April. I didn't write this down. I'm gonna try to remember. This is, I think, 18 count beautiful beige. This is definitely an Ada. It's an 18 count. It's a beige Ada. Whether it's beautiful beige or not, I'm not sure. But it is, or a 16. This is a 16 count. This is a 16 count Ada. I'm using the call for DMC, and that's the progress I have so far. It's just a beige, just some sort of beige Ada. So yeah, it's looking cute so far. Little progress, but 5 hours should get me some good stitching in on that one. And then the other number that she called was 17, which is 8 hours on Spring Quaker. So you've probably all seen this one before, but this is part of the Spring is Sure to Follow Sal by Samantha, the Huga Stitcher. For her, it was, I think she's just working on it on any day, but it was a snow day stitch. It did not snow at all here in southeastern Pennsylvania, so I really didn't put much stitching in this on snow days, but it was a WIPGO call earlier in the year, and I'm glad it's coming up again because I do want to get more stitches on it. It's a big girl, so she's going to take me a while, but that's what I have so far on this that I don't remember. So check out unless I wrote it. I do have like most of my previous notes in here, but I don't want you to watch me look down for forever. And it's been a while since I've stitched on this. So my whatever fabric, this is a 32 count. It's a linen. It's a beigeish color. I will have it in the description, but that's the progress I made so far. This is one page of the pattern done that I did for WIPGO in January, maybe it came up, or February. I think January. I had to stitch a full page. But I'm excited to get back to it because it's so pretty. I mean, look at how pretty this is. That basket's gonna be quite a basket. So I think I'm here. I think I'm gonna move this way. But I think I'm not gonna, I'll do the words, but if this is on the page, I'm just gonna wait to do the basket. I'll probably do the whole border and then do the basket, but I might want to just get to the basket sooner. But I definitely would want to get this all done to make sure I put the basket in the right spot. So those are WIPGO for April. So I will be spending 8 hours on Spring Quaker and 5 on the bookshop. And then, so I'm gonna keep stitching on all the things I just showed you, all my whips and any other whips, and doing starts as I feel like doing it, because just whatever, just I don't gotta plan, over-engineer the plans, just go where the stitching takes you. But one thing I do want to start is, we found out over Christmas, but there's some good news. My brother and sister-in-law are expecting a baby in July. It'll be a little girl. So we're all super excited. There's gonna be a baby shower in May, which will be fun, helping plan it. So super exciting. I'm gonna be an aunt. I get to be Auntie Katie. And so I wanna stitch something for the baby. And I was thinking about what I wanted to stitch for her. And my brother and sister-in-law aren't the type that would go for, I'm probably not even the type that would go for something too cutesy or too babyish or a birth announcement. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They're lovely. I just don't think it's their style. And I also was thinking about it, and I was like, if I'm gonna put in all the hours to stitch something for her, I don't want, once she's not a baby anymore, for it to just go in storage, because at 7, 8, 9, 10, she wouldn't want something with a stork or something kind of cutesy hanging in her room, or even maybe when she's a teenager. So I wanted to do something that would reflect my brother and my sister-in-law and who they are, would reflect you know, would be pretty, but not too cutesy and not too girly, because who knows what she's gonna like when as she gets older and what kind of person she's gonna be, and she can be whoever she wants to be. And so I chose Shaded Stitchery's Black Butterfly Sampler. So I'm gonna show it here. So it'll be pretty easy to stitch, pretty simple, but I think butterflies are nice. I think can get a really pretty frame for it. She can hang it in her room. I might put, they're not gonna announce her name until she's born, so I'll wait till she's born, but when she is, I might put her initials and her birthday on it. I'll have to see how I wanna do that, but I'm gonna start stitching this probably in the next couple weeks or so. I think I'm gonna do like a variegated black floss, and then I just need to get, I need to choose or get fabric. My brother liked that it was black on white. I might do like more of an off-white. I have to see what I like, what I find that I like to do for the background fabric, but that's what I'm gonna do for her because I just think it will reflect who they are and who she is really well. And definitely check out Shaded Stitchery. She's got really lovely designs. She's a black designer, and I think that that's a little bit more rare in the cross stitch world, if I may be so bold as to say that. I think it is, and so I definitely think you should support her. I think she also just came out with a partnership with Roxy Flossco with a really other pretty pattern. It like has a hand in it. I'm forgetting what word it says. It has a word and it has a hand, and then like it's going up and there's a needle and like serenity or something like that. Maybe I'll just put it there so you can check that out. But that's really pretty. So maybe that's on the list too, or something else I can stitch for to support Shaded Stitchery. So check her stuff out. I'll put a link to her site down below just so you can go down there and click over if you want. But I'm excited to be able to stitch something for my niece and to be an aunt and get a little baby. So we're all very excited. And I think that's everything. I think this was a little bit shorter, which isn't a bad thing. So I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Let me know what you're stitching. Please leave a comment. I love hearing from you. Even if, you know, you don't have much to say, you can leave a heart or a smiley emoji or anything you want and just say hi and let me know that you watched and let me know you enjoyed the video. And I hope everything is going well. I hope everybody is safe. I know there's been a lot of weather events in the country and other things going on, so I hope everybody is staying safe, and I hope you're stitching and enjoying March, which has kind of been gross around here, but you can tell that things are turning green and things are blooming and spring and summer are coming, so I hope you all have a lot of hope and good things to look forward to, and happy stitching and happy reading, and I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Bye.